No good. I'll have to walk. No good. I'll have to walk. Oh, I don't feel too good. Find a cure. Poison is killing me. I must find a cure. I could use a potion right about now. Go get him, boy. I have been poisoned. I must find a cure. This poison is killing me. I must find a cure. This poison is killing me. I must find a cure. This poison is killing me. I can't. Oh, I don't feel too good. Victory is mine. No good. I'll have to walk. No good. I'll have to walk. No good. I'll have to walk. Arise, my pet. Not yet. Not yet. I can't. tiny.
Mine was old school. Look at the way it's perfectly cooked. Chef Ramsay's menu is so innovative, so different, so new. I like it, and I should have changed it a long time ago.
Tonight on Kitchen Nightmare, the first fine dining establishment in this neighborhood was Divinity, which opened in 1982.
Nice to see you. Nice to see you too.
Are you in training or what?
I've been training 24 years of my life.
Extraordinary. Are they real or they're very soft? So you're the owner?
I'm one of the owners. His son is the other owner.
Okay.
Discretion is advised.
Food they serve
This is lethal.
has sent the locals packing.
We have to work. I mean, really dig deep to get these locals back on our side.
Chef Ramsay's not the best cook in the world. He thinks he knows everything, whether he does or not.
If Brian wasn't my son, I'd have fired him.
You got an issue? Yeah, I'm out of here.
With only 1 week to turn it around,
You can move faster. Yeah, let's go.
will Gordon be able to find this family's pot of gold?
Every day, you have to give it your best shot.
Or has the luck of the Irish run out?
I don't see how this is going to work.
We're screwed.
That's coming up on Kitchen Nightmares. The Hamptons is a beautiful getaway for the rich and famous in the summer. But in the winter, it's a quaint village inhabited by a tight-knit community. Among the many eateries here is Finn McCool's, a family restaurant, which is unfortunately dying. Gordon Ramsay is here to breathe new life into it.
I know it's winter, but God, you'd think there'd be somebody around here. This place is desolate. There's hardly anybody around.
Oh, come on. You got a lot of crap in you, Joe. There he goes. I'm the owner of Finn McCool's Family Restaurant and Irish Pub. My young love said to me. I was a police officer. I worked for the Southampton Town Police Department. I was there over 20 years. Already, this should be moved over here a little bit. And I retired, and I was retired for 12 hours, 8 of which I slept. And then we opened up Finn McCool's Family Restaurant. We are a family. I mean, that's what we're all about. That's who we wanted to cater to. Both of my sons work here full-time. And Jason, he's bar manager.
What's up? Everybody's happy at the bar. Everything's good.
Yeah.
My problems are more my brother. I'm gonna kick you right in the teeth, I swear to you. Help you out. Get out of here. What do you need me to do? I would definitely not recommend working with family. No, it's a pain in the ass.
You're an ass. I swear to you are.
I'm very good at what I do. I don't know if my dad and my brother could survive without me being in the kitchen. Go away.
Ah, you go away. He is an arrogant little bastard. I developed the name Chef Shortcut for him because he just cuts corners. He'll deep fry bacon, and they come out like pig's tails. It's like chewing a bacon ball. It's absurd.
I'm in charge of the food, and I have my name behind it. I know what can work and what won't work. He can be pretty cocky at times. He's so full of crap. There are times where he's very disrespectful.
All right, look at me.
No,
I swear
I won't look at you. To the point where I can't believe the things that he says. What do you need it for? I can throw it at you.
Brian and Jason butt heads a lot.
It comes pretty close to blows. What? Well, tell him to stay out of the kitchen.
Jason, tries to talk to him. Brian's his ears closed down. No, you don't know what you're talking about.
Whatever, grow up. This isn't nursery school. I don't really give about their feelings.
It would be great to have somebody of Chef Ramsay's caliber come in and show Brian that he's not right.
I don't need help cooking.
Before, I would just leave the kitchen and let him go on his way, but the business it's floundering. There's no way of anybody knowing that it was a restaurant. We put signs in the windows and things of that nature, but still haven't gotten a sign out front. I mean, we just don't have any money.
Buddy is in debt, somewhere in the hundreds of thousands.
My father's invested everything he has into this business. His whole life as a cop and retirement and pension and this and that, it's gone.
I absolutely worry about Buddy's health. I worry a lot about his health.
It's not my boat, and I don't want to go down with it.
I don't understand why he thinks he can be the way he is.
If it doesn't work, it scares me to think how much, not only does he lose, how much everybody loses. We need this for our families. I'm worrying every night going to bed, are you going to be able to pay this mortgage? And try to just barely scrape by and make it happen. I can't describe to you how stressful that is. I can't.
Here I'm at Finn McCall's to help a family that are in crisis, and bloody hell, it looks like a funeral parlour from the outside, not a restaurant. God, so grim. Hello. Hi. How are you?
Buddy Mazzio.
Good to see you.
My first impressions of Chef Ramsay were that he's an intense man. I didn't know if he was going to be some kind of a bastard or an ego man or something like that.
This is my son, Jason.
Jason, nice to see you.
Nice to meet you.
Good. Hello.
This is Carol.
Carol, nice to see you.
My first impression of Gordon, I think he's adorable. I would love to get my hands on Gordon.
This is my daughter-in-law, Melissa.
Melissa, hello.
Jason's wife. My son, Brian.
Chef, how are you? Are you well?
The first time I saw him when he came in, I was definitely a little skeptical. I do my own thing back here, and I'm very content with that.
So let's start with Carol. What's the problem?
We have problems with staff. We have problems with Brian.
Okay.
He's a bit arrogant and a lot arrogant.
Because I say what needs to be said, and you people don't want to hear it. Too bad. That's not true. We're here to make money.
Yeah.
And if you're not going to do your job, get out.
I'm sorry, Brian, but it does stem. It stems from him because he won't listen to Buddy.
An example like?
Valentine's Day. I wanted him to do a nice Valentine's Day menu. He didn't see the need for it because we're an Irish pub. He didn't think anybody come in for an Irish pub for Valentine's Day. End up arguing about it. It's half the year. It's the night before Valentine's Day, and they say, we want to do a place. It wasn't the night before. It wasn't the night before. It's not true about it. It's not true. It wasn't the night before. Talking about 2 weeks before, talking about a week before. No. He said it was here, but it's too late for me to order.
But it's your responsibility to have come up with it weeks before because you are the head chef.
We don't advertise.
Yeah, no, this
advertise. Come through.
Oh, boy.
Right now, I'm hungry. I want to taste the food, and let's meet after, shall we?
I was pretty nervous. I wonder what he's going to see. I wonder if we're going to get really blasted, you know.
There's our lunch menu.
Thank you.
I'm like, I'm about to serve Chef Ramsay. Like, this is so cool.
The clams, are they fresh clams?
Honestly, it's frozen.
I'll start with the Finn spring roll, please.
Good choice.
Thank you. Could I go for the salmon as well, please, darling? For main course, I'll have a shepherd's pie, please, I think.
Okay.
Thank you, Melissa.
You're welcome. I want to see you and Ramsay chug. Yeah.
Oh, smoke him. Tuck him in the bed. Good night, Chef. I'm a very confident person, and I've been in the kitchen for a long time. I'm almost positive we'll get a good review.
When you get a family business right, it goes on for generations. And here, it doesn't feel like a family-run business at all. Pubs are full of atmosphere, fun. It's got tweed neck curtains, like you're going to visit your granny. Weird.
Here you are, spring rolls with Coleman's mustard.
Wow. God. It's a very strange, bizarre-looking spring roll. Are they popular on the menu?
People really like them.
No doubt half the customers are drunk.
This is the tough half hour of my life.
Not a big hit.
You like it?
No. Brian's in the kitchen, like, wondering. I'm just like, nope.
Are you kidding me?
He really thought that I was going to walk back there and be like, he loved it. You know, he wants you to come work for him.
Come on. Let's try that one.
Let me get you some clean silverware.
Thank you. God. And what's this stuff with, please, Melissa?
On top is a balsamic reduction. He likes to use that a lot.
He likes that, doesn't
Yes, he does. On everything, he puts a little drizzle on.
he? A little. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Always the sign of a very insecure chef when he macerates everything in balsam vinegar. Look at this. Ah, horrible. Doesn't taste of salmon at all.
Off through?
Does my shepherd's pie have any balsam and vinegar?
No.
Good. Lovely.
I don't even think he likes the water.
He said, will my shepherd's pie have any balsamic vinegar on it? I said, I can assure you it will not.
Do I? Do I dare? I don't like to come off conceited or cocky. I'm very good at what I do. I know the back of the house very well. I've done everything that's out there. Let's try that one.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's just a big ball of grease. Just very, very greasy. Oh, God. That's disgusting. Do you want it?
Second door on the left.
Oh. Oh, no.
Oh my God, something made him sick.
I don't know if he went in the bathroom and threw up, but he ran into the bathroom.
Oh my God.
Coming up, Gordon digs up the dirt on Brian.
Disaster.
And lets him know what he thinks of his food.
You need to seriously take a grip of your business.
But Brian doesn't want to hear it.
You almost want to tell him to shut up. Get out of here. Tell me get out of here. Who are you talking to? This ticket then?
And Buddy wants to take down his son.
You got an issue?
If Brian wasn't my son, I'd have fired him.
And if things weren't bad enough,
I worry about Buddy's health.
that's coming up on Kitchen Nightmares. After suffering through the best Finn McCool's has to offer, it's time for Gordon to have a little chat with the chef.
Clearly, we've got issues. When a chef can't make a shepherd's pie, it worries me.
My shepherd pie was taught to me by, somebody who learned it from somebody who went to Ireland. It's an American Irish pie.
Tasted like cough mixture. And then the salmon. What on earth was going on there?
The salmon dish that I put out to him always had rave reviews from everybody that's had it.
You could be eating tuna from a can. It was that overcooked. Was that you at your best?
It was me doing what I do. I cook for you. Imagine the way that I would have cooked for somebody that would come in tomorrow night that I don't know.
Every day you have to give it your best shot.
He has no idea what he's talking about, so whatever he has to tell me, I don't really care.
For a restaurant to survive in the Hamptons, it not only needs the vacation business in the summer, but a loyal local following all year round, especially in the winter.
I'm at the fire department. What better place to actually find out what is Finn McCool's really about? Morning, guys. How are you?
Hi.
So, how are you? Good to see you. Are you well?
I'm Rick Schultz. I'm the chief here. How
Nice
are
to
you?
see you. Very well indeed, thank you.
Welcome to the neighborhood.
Yeah, very happy to be here. Tell me about Finn McCool's.
A lot of fried food.
Really?
Yeah.
Fried food?
Maybe a little too much on the fried food.
What I'd like you to do, if you could come back and come and have dinner there as my guest. These guys here have got their fingers on the pulse in the community, and you've got to look after the locals. What better locals to keep on your side? The firemen. Piss them off, you've pissed the whole town off.
After inviting the firemen to dinner, Gordon decides to do a quick investigation of the kitchen.
This shelf, when was the last time somebody actually wiped it down? Did you eat that? Canned artichokes. This is lethal.
What is that?
So God knows how old was the shepherd's pie that I had lunchtime. Please tell me. People do not eat that. Cooked chicken wings, raw food against cooked food. What on earth? What is that? Oh, for God's sake. Kitchen nightmare. This is a kitchen disaster. There is one clean thing in here.
Disappointed by the state of the kitchen, Gordon is questioning the family's commitment to their restaurant.
Okay. I went through the fridges and I was pretty disgusted. Brian, you need to seriously pay a lot more respect to what you're doing. And the first thing we're going to do this morning, whether we like it or not, yeah, all of us, is we're going to clean.
I was a little offended. I always consider myself to have a pretty clean kitchen.
Me, you, and you, we're going to clean the kitchen, yeah? Everywhere, yes?
It pissed me off. I don't dirty that kitchen. I don't cook in that kitchen. So I didn't want to go into his kitchen and clean it.
All out, off, soaked, and we get all these changed and in.
Quite frankly, I thought we were pretty clean.
Clean.
It was frustrating and definitely embarrassing, but even Chef Ramsay had some gloves on. He was cleaning. I think that was more impressive than anything to see him being as hands-on as he was.
Guys, underneath there. Spotless. What a difference.
The kitchen has been cleaned just in time for dinner. If only there were some customers.
When we're struggling like we are now, it'll drive you crazy.
Why don't more locals, come?
Maybe they've come here and had a bad experience and didn't want to come back.
Thankfully, the local firemen have decided to take Gordon up on his invitation.
Hey, good to see you. How are you? Good to see you.
It's now crucial that Chef Brian take advantage of this opportunity to impress the local firemen.
I'm gonna try the hot corned beef sandwich. I'll have the salmon.
Order in.
What is that?
Nachos.
Nachos. Hey. When was the last time we got fresh vegetables in the house?
Last summer.
Last summer. Now, I just cringe when I see them, that's all.
I developed the name Chef Shortcut for him because he just cuts corners.
What are they, Brian?
Baked clam casserole.
Do you buy the clams frozen? You can't get fresh clams?
Yes, I can. I have a big problem with Gordon hanging over me, watching every step. When I'm doing something, leave me alone and let me do it.
45 minutes into dinner service, and the firemen are still waiting for their food.
75% of the time I go back into the kitchen, my brother's on his cell phone. I say, how are you cooking? I've been looking at what you're doing. How could you possibly be cooking and doing this when you're sitting there chatting on your cell phone?
When the firemen finally do get served,
It's just dry.
they're not impressed.
Oh, thank you.
Is there something wrong?
It's not hot enough.
Brian, 3 seconds, please. So, guys, this is Brian, the chef, yes. Have any of you met? No? These guys are your locals. Start off with your pie, please. How was it?
It wasn't warm enough. The flounder was frozen. It wasn't very flaky.
Since it was an Irish place, I went with the hot corned beef sandwich you had, but it seemed to be very dry.
He's a volunteer fireman. I do this for a living, and for somebody to critique me who doesn't even really do it for a living, you want to tell him to shut up?
Thank you.
Okay, cheers.
You could bet your butt they won't be coming back. So I was just like, I don't see how this is gonna work.
After feeling the heat of the firemen, Brian and sous chef Francis get back to work under the watchful eye of Gordon, who can't believe what he sees.
Francis. He's deaf as a bat. Darkness. He took it off the floor, put it in the fryer, and then back in the sauce.
Yeah, well, the fryer is going to take anything that come off the floor. It's going to.
Yeah, but it fell on the floor.
Yeah.
You put it back in the fryer.
Right in the fryer.
And that cleans it.
It cleans it. Sterilize it.
Sterilize it?
Yeah, well.
Me. sterilized it.
That was that word. I dropped the wing on the floor, picked up, stuck it back in the fryer again.
We're trying to keep everything consistent, but some things get messed up every now and then.
What were you thinking? Oh my God. I've never, ever seen anything quite extraordinary as that. He serves food off the floor, then serves it to the customer. Oh my God, no.
Still to come.
If Brian wasn't my son, I'd have fired him.
Get out of here.
A family feud sends Brian over the edge.
Get out of here. Would you care to take care of this ticket then? Yeah, I'm out of here.
Coming up on Kitchen Nightmares. It's day 3, and knowing full well that Finn McCool's is the lifeblood of the Mazzio family, Gordon is about to find out how desperate the business really is.
If there was no significant improvement, how long could you afford to stay open for?
We're in trouble right now. You know, we're probably, I would say, $5,000 a week or $4,000 a week under what we need to survive.
Under?
Yeah.
So 20 grand a month?
Yeah. Just recently took a little personal loan from a friend and I pay him back, you know, that kind of thing, just to get us through this dreadful period here. You know, I don't sleep well owing people money. You know, it's not what I do. I haven't taken a check yet.
You haven't paid yourself yet on the business?
I get my checks in the safe. Got a stack of them.
Have a quick look. Oh, the boys get paid, buddy.
Yeah, everybody else does. But these are...
You can't cash them? No.
I've never lost anything. I've always been relatively successful.
Buddy's basically put everything into this place. By this place not doing as good as he dreamed is just breaking him.
Difficult, having 2 sons in the business. Do they know the situation you're in?
I think Jason understands more. Brian's out on an island a little bit. If Brian wasn't my son, I'd have fired him.
Ready? Yeah. If this doesn't work, and it does close, what will the boys do?
This is my, you know, our entire family lives their lives.
I can feel it.
Yeah. You know, my sons eat their dinner because of Finn McCool's. You know, their houses are warm because of Finn McCool's. And to think that we would close, it would be catastrophic.
With a full understanding of the financial picture, Gordon turns his attention to the food, beginning with teaching Brian how to make a proper shepherd's pie.
Right, get me the large tray that we put in the fridge to set, and we'll put the potatoes on there. Put it in the oven, 4 or 5 minutes.
To have him come to your place and show you what you should be doing the right way.
Put some cheese on there, grill it, and then get them to taste it, okay? Yeah?
To be honest with you, it made me laugh a little.
Drain off that fat. That's what I got upset with you on the other day, that, I mean, add that into the mince, into the bowl.
To think that we are fortunate enough to be schooled by a man like Chef Ramsay, boy, you'd be a fool not to jump on this.
Let's go in the dining room, shall we? Okay. So I just want you to have a little taste of Finn McCool's shepherd's pie, yes? Rich, ground beef.
This is good.
Ours originally certainly had much more of a brown sauce to it, and it was fatty.
Then Gordon brought out Brian's old shepherd's pie to compare.
This is a bit of before and after.
God, that's horrible. Look at that. I thought our shepherd's pie was halfway decent. It wasn't. It was terrible. Our new shepherd's pie, it's fantastic.
It's very, very good.
I come out looking like the family was tremendously pissed off.
After being humiliated, Brian goes to the bar.
Hey, cheers, guys. Good to see you guys. Thanks for coming out. And it hasn't happened yet. I take it easy today. I take it easy.
People see Brian as taking advantage of me all his life. If he wasn't my son, I'd have fired his ass out of here. I know your buddies are outside, but I don't expect you to be running back and forth every time to go talk to your friends. Seriously.
Okay.
I'm serious.
All right.
I'm not kidding.
I said all right. Enough. I lost. Get out of here. Let me do my job.
Stay back here and do your job.
Chill out. Nobody wants to get yelled at that they're not doing their job properly. I'm not gonna stick around for it. Why are you standing right there? I definitely, once again, felt like a little kid getting yelled at. I'm standing right here. I'm doing what I gotta do.
Watch your mouth. Watch your mouth.
Get out of here. Would you care to take care of this ticket then? I didn't even want to be here anymore. I don't know if I wanted to be in the kitchen anymore. Never mind here. Yeah, I'm out of here. I'm done working here.
That was horrible. He's stubborn as a mule. You know, he's just absolutely stubborn. He just disappears. He's stubborn as a mule. You know, he's just absolutely stubborn. He just disappears. He's stubborn as a mule. You know, he's just absolutely stubborn. He just disappears. He's stubborn as a mule. You know, he's just absolutely stubborn. He just disappears.